And I laid with my mom as she took her last breath that day. And it was just like one of the worst days of my life, seeing how much effort that my mom had put into kind of correcting
Hmm.
her mistakes and it not panning out. And it just hurt me because at that moment, like I just saw her, and I wasn't even a Christian at the time, but I just saw her as like a normal human being that had let things like addiction kind of take over her life. And it wasn't something that like she necessarily chose on a daily basis, because I know how addiction works, and I see how
Hmm.
people justify it and how much of a chain it can be. And it's really hard to escape an addiction once you're in it, and it takes more than just willpower. Like you almost have to have people literally pull you out of it. And that was something that maybe our family could have done better at,
Hmm.
right? A lot of us during her alcoholism would not necessarily condemn her, but we all just like we would say our piece, like we would say what we wanted to say to her, but then we would leave it at that. We never took proactive actions and to pull her out. Like we could have put her in a rehab or something like that,
Right.
and none of us really did that. And obviously I have regrets, but I was just a teenager. Like I didn't know what to do. Like I
Yeah, I mean, how
remember,
would you? I mean, seriously, how would you know what to do? I mean, you didn't really know about rehabs, or I mean, you might have heard of like AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and things like
right,
that in the 12-step program. But when
right.
you're a teenager, there's only so much you know.
Right. And so like at this point I'm 20 years old. My mom just died. I've already joined the Navy at the time. Like I failed my first 2 years of college, and I have about 4 months before I leave for boot camp. And I was laid up on a couch for like 2 of those months. Like I didn't move at all. I was staying with some friends of the family, and they were taking care of me, making sure I ate and things like that. And then probably a month before I left for boot camp, they were like, "You got to get up off the couch. Like you got to get moving again, right? Like you're about to leave
Right.
the Navy. You can't be in this mindset when you go there." And so I actually got a job at Whataburger, and and I don't know if you know what Whataburger is where you live, but it's really big down here in Texas.
Mm.
And I got a Huffy bike because I didn't have any vehicle, I didn't have any money, and so I was riding a bike like 5 miles to work every morning.
Oh my
I did the
gosh.
early shift. Yeah, I did the early shift, and I would get there at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would help set up, and I had my favorite customers. They were always old people that would come in and drink coffee, and they
Yeah.
bring like bags of pecans and different things like that. It was really cool. And I worked there, and I mean, it was like 3 weeks in, I started to like, I was like in it, man, and I was having fun, and like I finally was starting to feel happiness again, and more like kind of like a sense of purpose,
Hmm.
right? Still healing from the death of my mom, but it definitely helped set me up for having the right attitude going into boot camp. Because when I went into boot camp, I had to go in um, not carrying that weight that I was carrying before about my mom's death, because it would have just absolutely destroyed me.
Right.
And so I went in and I just had like this like really good mindset about I'm here for a purpose. I actually have a future in the Navy, right? I can make a career out of this if that's
Hmm.
something that I want to do. Had discipline, had 3 square meals a day, so that was a blessing. Just everything about it